Hi guys, welcome to the Bookbinders. I'm Charlotte.
And I'm Sarah, and today we'll be analyzing Peppers by Lana Del Rey.
From her new album, Did You Know There's a Tunnel Under Ocean Boulevard?
So, can we start with our first impressions of this song?
Yes. So what did you think?
Well, I really liked the song. The moment I listened to it, I remember sitting in health class, and I was like, I'm not gonna listen to what the teacher is saying. And instead, I started listening to this song, because, the moment that the album comes out, you're like, listen to the songs. And this was probably one of my first favorite songs after the album because of it has such a different vibe than almost every other song in the album.
It does.
So I think we can say that Fishtail has a similar vibe, and VB X Taco Truck, but overall really unique, and the melody was just whoa.
Yeah, I would agree. My initial thought was also that I liked it immediately. You recommended it to me first because it had been a week since the album came out, and I only listened to the first 3 songs. And you were like, you need to listen to Peppers. And I was like...
Peppers is track 14?
Yeah,
it's like that.
Not near the top, so I probably wouldn't have gotten...
Second to last.
But then I decided to listen to it, and I think I was sitting on my bedroom floor. And I was like, whoa, this is actually crazy.
Whoa.
Because it doesn't sound...
Mm-hmm. It doesn't sound like... Yeah, I feel like it's very Lizzie Grant rather than Lana Del Rey. And especially as the song progressed, the beginning part, I listened to the first line, which is Hands on Your Knees, Angelina Jolie, and I was like, what the heck?
Yeah.
What Angelina Jolie? Hello? And also, Tommy Genesis is in this song, so, that brings the question, who is Tommy Genesis? What kind of music do they make? So, a little bit more delve into that. And then as it progresses, there's a little, key change. Well, not key change, but, a little switch in the music. And I think that causes a little bit of, it led me to be what's going on? This song is, a beautiful mess.
Yeah, that's a great way to describe it. I love the part where it's just, talking. The dick down, that part.
Yeah.
The little giggle.
Is that, a bridge? I suppose that's the bridge.
I suppose it would be.
Yeah, so, the bridge of the song...
Yeah.
I think that's the highlight of the song almost.
That's what's so interesting about the song. It's that's not a typical bridge.
Yeah, it's not a typical bridge. Lana will typically take her chorus and then over glorify it and then make it the
change
bridge.
It up, yeah.
And then that's our bridge. But Lana has some great bridges.
Truly. And I love how this does the usual Lana pattern of changing the words. Yourself to myself.
Oh my gosh, I noticed that too. I was gonna ask you if you noticed
the
that.
structural changes between the beginning and I love it.
Okay, well, if we have nothing else to say, we can start with the first line.
Hands on your knees, I'm Angelina Jolie. So, what did you think?
Well, the reference comes from Tommy Genesis' song Angelina. Yeah, it's just called Angelina, am I right? Okay, and Angelina Jolie was in a movie, 2001, Tomb Hunters? Tomb something?
Tomb Raiders?
Tomb Raiders.
Tomb
Raiders. And she plays Lara Croft. Lara Croft in the movie. And we also noticed that Angelina Jolie is bisexual, so she claims certain things about her sexuality, which I know we're going a little off topic here, but the idea of Lara Croft is she has this braid, and apparently there's a braid scene. I wasn't able to watch it due to school computers, but there's a braid scene where she braids her hair and something, and braids, as we discussed in Fishtail, have a lot of power significance, right? And they're very powerful. So the significance of the braid really depicts the idea of being powerful with these braids. So hands on your knees, meaning she's putting her hands on somebody else's knees and then braiding the hair. And a lot of people have claimed this line as nonsense and stuff, Jimmy Coco Bob. Jimmy Coco.
But we found out that's not nonsense.
That's not nonsense. Nothing is nonsense. Everything can be analyzed. So she's putting her hands on somebody else's knees and oh, give me the power. And I think that my whole thesis of the song is reclaiming your power. Kind of. It's
interesting.
It's almost a part 2 to Fishtail, but you actually have the power now.
Oh.
So I really connected it back to Fishtown.
I like that analysis. I get the braids.
Yeah, the braids, and then Lara Croft, and then again Angelina Jolie being bisexual is like very powerful. It's like I have power over 2 genders. What's your depiction? Your analysis over the first line?
The first line. So I marked the entire first. I don't know, stanza. This hands on your knees until do a
it's
cactus
like the
cross and back
chorus.
somewhere. Yeah, the chorus. As like Tommy Genesis's
Tommy
lines.
Genesis parts.
So like the main character, which is usually the same person.
Yeah.
As always. So she's singing to someone who she's like close enough that there's the ability to be like putting her hands on your knees.
Yeah. Like a decent relationship, or it could be a toxic relationship.
It could be. I'm Angelina Jolie, so I read Angelina Jolie's entire Wikipedia page. So she's like one of the highest paid actresses. She's a humanitarian. She used drugs, but then I got like the whole she's bisexual, and I think that's really going to play a key in my analysis at least.
I don't think it was that key for mine, but I just like little tidbit there.
Yeah,
I like the little the
information. But that's really the key in my analysis, is that Angelina is bisexual, and she's not afraid to tell the press.
Okay,
we see in
she's not afraid to tell
Evelyn Hugo, which is a book. It's a really good book.
Taylor Jenkins Reid.
Yeah, it's a really good book. She never tells the press. She does everything to hide it, but Angelina Jolie just says like
straight up, like
I could fall in love with a woman tomorrow. Yeah. I'm married to a man. I could fall in love with a woman tomorrow, and she's fine with that. So I think that's really going to be the key here.
She's normalized it. We can
and
say
so
that.
Because the singer says, I'm Angelina Jolie, she's, referring to herself as sort of
the one who
like
has
Angelina
the power.
Jolie. Yeah. And she also says, hands on your knees, Angelina Jolie, as if she's addressing Angelina Jolie. So
I think a good point to make based off what you just said, she says like, hands on your knees, I'm Angelina Jolie, which really implies like I have the like, and saying like coming out and just saying like, not even coming out, just like downright just saying like, yo, I'm bisexual. That's like really powerful for you to say, like you don't have any power over me, and like she's telling the press like you don't have anything over me because I'm reclaiming that. Not saying that Lana or Tommy like we're not gonna make any assumptions about their sexualities.
It's just the plotline.
It's just the plotline of this character.
And you did make an interesting point that like just saying it and making it something that
like assertive
creates power for you.
Exactly.
Because,
it's like reclaiming yourself.
In Game of Thrones, there was a quote that's like, anything you're ashamed of or could potentially be ashamed of, anything that you're hiding, that makes it your weakness. So if you just like embrace it, that makes it your power.
For sure. And that's a really great quote. And then moving on, that's kind of segueing into the next line. Let me put your hands on your knees. Let me put my hands on your knees. You can braid my hair.
Yeah.
So like, what do we think about this?
This is really interesting. There's a whole let me put my hands on your knees, which. So my whole thesis is very much like, someone is trying to convince this person that they love to embrace themselves. So this. Which is why bisexuality plays a key. Yeah. So this is like, let's just embrace love. Let me put my hands on your knees.
Yeah, and I think braiding somebody's hair it's very like intimate, like we said last time. But it's an activity that I feel like anybody could be doing. Like it's not specific to like a heterosexual couple, a homosexual couple. It could be viable for anyone. Yeah. As long as you have hair.
You can't braid bald people, but...
Yeah, but a bald person can braid a non-bald person's
that's true.
hair.
Or you could get, like, wigs.
Or wigs, for sure. And we definitely see that with, like... Well, you can braid my hair. It's almost a request. Like, would you like to braid my hair? And I think that's very manipulative. And I feel like we've almost turned the tables from Fishtail. Fishtail was the guy is manipulative, and now we're seeing, and I'm saying guy because generally Lana writes about guys. Not sure about Tommy Genesis, but I feel like we're flipping the tables around here. And also, she refers to her boyfriend later on. But she's being manipulative this time, as in reclaiming her power by being manipulative back. And we'll get into the connection later on in following episodes.
Interesting. And I think this one, if you take it as like a part 2 of Fishtail, it's really interesting.
Yeah.
It's like this could be her...
For sure.
The person in Fishtail who's saying, don't braid my hair. Like,
maybe this is a new relationship and this person's like starting to be manipulative and they're like, no, wait, stop. I've already been through this. I'm going to be more manipulative than you.
For the braid, because I did a lot of research on... I tried to figure out the like whole Tomb Raider's Lara Croft thing. Yeah. But I couldn't find any analysis on it. The only thing I found is that in like, I don't know, pop culture media. Yeah. When a female protagonist or even just character braids her hair or has a braid, it generally means she's like getting ready to be dangerous and like...
Katniss Everdeen.
Yeah, exactly. Katniss Everdeen. She's gonna do like...
I think Triss from Divergent also had a braid. Or was it a ponytail? I can't remember because I never watched the movie. But
a lot of these female characters will like put their hair in a braid whenever they're doing their... boss. Yeah.
It's very...
Bossery.
We're not going to say the other thing.
There are 2 other things that I could say, but, I'm not good.
Okay. And then the next line, do a fat crisscross in the back some more. I have no analysis.
I don't... What fat crisscross, I didn't really do anything. The only thing that I noted is that, like, from this, we can see that it's not about the style of the braid. It doesn't matter what kind of braid. It doesn't matter that it looks good. It's just like it's about the act. So like just do something.
I didn't even think about it describing the braid. I was just like, maybe it's a dance move. For a really long time I thought it was like a scissor kick, and then you would like, because I'm a skateboarder, so I was like having a very skateboardy mind towards it, like, you could do like a scissor kick or something, and you could like, I thought it was some cool dance move. So that's what I was thinking as. But now that you said that, a fat crisscross would be like a really thick braid, which could signify more power or something.
That's interesting.
And then in the back somewhere, it's like it's not fishtail anymore. It's just like
just
whatever.
Do a braid, just like somewhere.
Everything's whatever. Somewhere, and it's like and the hot part is like jokingly. It's like whatever. Like, and I feel like once again that's very manipulative. That's like you can. It's up to you. It's like I'm not gonna choose. You do it. And then, like, maybe she might get angry if he doesn't do it correctly. And it's like, but I told you to do it, like, in the back somewhere, and then...
You did it on the side.
You did it on the side.
That's an interesting analysis. Okay, so the next line. Me and my boyfriend listen to the Chili Peppers.
Me and my boyfriend listen to the Chili Peppers.
Another thing about this song is how interesting it is, like, rhythmically. Like Fishtail. The way the words fit together is just...
Yeah, I love that. And I think that also, like, the way that it goes straight into the next line, like, me and my boyfriend listen to the Chili Peppers. We write hit songs without trying, like, all the time. But going back to that original line, she's saying me and my boyfriend. So both of them together, and they're listening to the Chili Peppers, which is a rock band from a while back. And I think this is just a vibe. I think they're just asserting the vibe right here. But I didn't really think too much about it. The next line I did, but this one not really.
So this one thing I noted was the change in who she's talking to, potentially. Yeah. She could be, like, the first one is addressed to the boyfriend, and then this one is just, like, she's telling the story to the listener. Or she could be talking to the
Tommy Genesis? Well, she could be talking to Tommy Genesis, who's singing the Hands on Your Knees, I'm Angelina Jolie, and then Lana comes in, Lana sings her part, and she's like, well, let me tell you the story of how I became Angelina Jolie that led to that line or something. I don't know.
And then the Chili Peppers, obviously the Red Hot Chili Peppers, which is a rock band. And I was looking at pictures, and they're, like, very eccentric. They have, like, neon leopard spot hair dye.
Chase Atlantic?
No, like, some of the things they wore was wild. And I think that shows self-expression. Like,
for sure. Oh my gosh, yes. That's a good point that you make there. Like, this whole song, I feel like, is about self-expression in one way or another.
That's
like,
exactly
in your way or in my way. Yeah. But and the Chili Peppers, they have a lot of self-expression. Like any rock band should. You know, we've got various rock bands who all have their I think all artists have self-expression. In fact, everyone should have self-expression.
Yeah. Which is what my thesis really is. It's just like everyone should have self-expression.
Everyone should have self-expression. And I think Angelina Jolie, self-expressive, like lots of expression coming from her. But you know, that's a really interesting analysis. I feel like there's not much depth with this line though. Yeah.
Not really. There's definitely deeper lines.
Well, we can go into the next line, which is, I found it a little more deeper, but we write hit songs without trying, like, all the time. What did you think?
Since you have a deeper analysis.
Well, mine might take longer.
All right, well.
I'll let you go first.
This one wasn't too deep for me. Mm-hmm. So, like, the whole thing, it's making it seem like she has these wonderful songs without even trying, and we know that she writes really good songs.
Yeah,
obviously they're hit songs for us, but the only thing is,
for everyone, they're not on the radio.
Lana Del Rey is not that well known. She's not on the radio.
We wish she was on the radio.
We wish.
This is an ode to the radio song by Lana Del Rey.
The only time I ever heard Lana Del Rey, like
Summertime
Sadness, or Young and Beautiful occasionally.
Really? You've heard that on the radio?
I think so.
I remember.
And then this one whack thrift store.
Oh, yeah, the thrift store.
Playing a bunch of stuff.
But I remember being at the mall once and they were playing Art Deco and I was like, are they being for real? Are they actually being for real? Art Deco? Like, I get it if you're playing Doing Time or, like, nobody's gonna play VB because VB is like a 9-minute long song about, like, some interesting stuff.
Mm-hmm. With like a really long guitar solo.
Yeah, and the guitar solo is epic.
It is.
Art Deco. Out on the floor, shiny like gunmetal, colder than shit.
That would be an interesting one to
Something like that. Yeah.
Okay. We got off.
We got off track. But yeah, definitely Lana has some real hit songs out there, and well, at least we're gonna make them hits. She has some million views on some songs, you know.
But she's not on the radio, so
no, not on
it's
the radio.
Like, on one hand, there are hit songs. On the other hand, they're not recognized.
But we can also say that Lana is a well-accomplished artist because she's worked with Jack Antonoff, she worked with Taylor, she's worked with The Weeknd. I was about to call him The Weekender.
That sounds like a news report.
The Weekender. Actually, it sounds like a cute little news magazine.
Yeah.
But she's worked with The Weeknd, Tommy Genesis. She's worked with so many people. She works with Jack Antonoff. Did I mention that? I'm not sure. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, and Jack Antonoff with Taylor as well. And you know, she signed to a great label. Makes so 10th album? This is like her 10th album.
Is it?
I think so. Well, just like Taylor, right? Or maybe I'm confusing her with Taylor.
I know her number albums, but she has a lot of albums and they're good.
Yeah, she has so many albums, and I think they're like really well. They at least good few of them have million something views on each song, right? Mm-hmm. And that's like pretty solid for an artist. And we have of course some more indie underground artists that exist, but she's doing great.
Yeah, but this line also like. Mm-hmm. It says that the hit songs, and there are hit songs, they're really good songs.
Yeah.
And then it's sort of indicating that, like, she doesn't need to be on the radio to know that her songs are good.
And I feel like she also mentions that in her song Radio from, Paradise? I'm pretty sure it's from Paradise. That is a great song. I love that song. But we can delve into that some other day. So is that all you have to say for this song? Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, here's my take on it. Normally, if you turn on the radio or listen to hit songs, pull up your hit playlist, it's either about breakup or like a really deep romance. And breakups meaning like toxic relationships. Mm-hmm. Like there are so many, like, we'll give a basic example, like Blank Space by Taylor Swift. And I feel like despite the fact that we'd like to say that Taylor is like a very good family friendly, majority of her songs are pretty family friendly. Like we can say that songs like, I don't know, Stay, 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 that could be, or like 22. 22
like even kind of her songs that get a little bit spicy.
Yeah, but she doesn't generally write.
Say it out loud. It's
she never used like vernacular language until like recently, in her music at least. Like in Midnight's album, we saw a little bit. We love that Taylor, but
I think Folklore had the most swearing.
Yeah, Folklore had, but you know we love Folklore anyway. But the point I'm trying to make here is that hit songs are generally those songs that have toxic relationships or interesting themes or something that's a little bit more bland and straightforward, but these themes are really direct and like manipulative inherently, I think. I don't know, I feel like people love to listen to music that's like crazy, and by saying that they write hit songs could imply the fact that they are writing about their relationship, which is toxic, and they both know that. They both know that Lana, the protagonist in this, is being that controlling one and wanting to manipulate everything and like mess everything up and like be toxic and everything.
That's interesting.
I don't know, we're referring to Lana, not the actual Lana, but Lana is the protagonist.
Oh, so you named you named the protagonist Lana?
Well, I'm naming the protagonist Lana and the male protagonist Jimmy. Because that's what we do.
Even here, I was writing out the whole thing and I wrote Babe.
Babe. Babe and Jimmy, and of course Lana, our protagonist.
Yeah.
Not the real Lana. Lana, we are not making any assumptions about you. Okay.
So the next song, I take off all my clothes, dance naked for the neighbors.
Okay, getting a little spicy here.
So what did you think?
Well, I think once again she's very manipulative. So, and she's very apathetic towards the relationship. She's like, our relationship, oh, it's non-existent. Like, I mean, I'll like you when I like you. I won't like you when I don't like you. So, dancing for the neighbors naked, it's not a direct thing. It's only if the neighbors get the attention, especially because she talks like through the window. So the neighbors have to be directly looking at her. And then additionally, it's something that she's induced. She's choosing to do that. She's like, you know what? I'd rather not. Like, I don't care. Like, and that goes into the next line. But yeah, that's very basic analysis for me.
Oh, that's interesting. I think I had an even more basic analysis. That this line is very much like she has a freedom from the societal pressures. She doesn't care.
That's your basic analysis?
Yeah.
That's intricate. That's intricate.
No, not really. Well, yeah, okay. But I think it's like, I didn't make as many assumptions. It's basically like, just so nakedness shows, it's a very vulnerable state to be a nakedness.
And we say, like, we hear the line, skinny dip in my mind later on,
But this state of nakedness, like, it's vulnerable, it's raw, and it's another thing that, like, it can be your weakness unless you make it your strength.
Well, in Fishtail, we talked about nakedness as, like, her bare self and her raw identity and being vulnerable. But I think in this case, being naked is more like your power. Like, I feel like some people are either the best when they're naked or, like, really insecure. And I feel like as you get older, you kind of realize that. So this being the older sister of Fishtail, it kind of shows that, like, now she has power in being
that's exactly
bare and stuff.
what I said, like, the fact that she's dancing naked, it's not like she's
it's
naked
powerful.
And
like,
fine with it or okay with it. She's like embracing it.
Cover yourself.
Yeah, she's dancing completely naked for the neighbors.
And because she's dancing naked, I feel like we can assert here that it's not like any normal dance. It's probably something.
It could be
sexual.
something. It could be something absolutely ridiculous. Like,
yeah,
it doesn't matter.
Breakfast Club dance.
Yeah, exactly. Because she doesn't care what people think.
Yeah.
In this society when people need to be fully clothed.
Yeah.
Even our principal the other day, it's like, this is not a street corner. He
also said a club. Like,
yeah, straight up calling the students prostitutes. It's
it's understandable, but in society we're like, cover everything.
Cover everything. And this is sort of like, why?
It's like, no, I'd rather not. Like, I'm reclaiming myself now.
Yeah, because this is who I am. And if you want to cover everything, that's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
You can do whatever you want.
And then that goes into the next line. I'm like, I'm gonna give a show.
Yeah.
F it. I'm gonna give a show. I open up the blinds. Yeah. So I'm saying that so monotonous. No. So I think the fact that she's opening up the blinds really shows that it's her prerogative. So like, be like, I want to show you this power that I have, and I'm gonna like show you it.
That's good. I have to figure out what I wrote here.
Can you read it?
Only slightly.
We're looking at our notebooks where we've written all the lyrics and then we go ahead and analyze it. Stay tuned for a video on how a podcast, an episode of how we analyze our songs and our method to the madness.
If there is a method.
Yes. A method. I feel like we analyze songs in a very different way than most people would.
So so for this one, she's like dancing and people can see her. And this is, not only is she naked, but like dancing is something that people find embarrassing sometimes. Like sometimes people don't dance.
You. School dance, hello?
Okay.
I'm calling you out, Charlotte.
Oh, yeah, okay. This, kind of bit of a biographical line. Sometimes people find dancing in public embarrassing. But she doesn't, obviously, because she's doing it and she's doing it naked.
And for the neighbors.
For the neighbors.
And you want to be like formal for the neighbors, right?
And she's just expressing herself.
Yeah.
With no shame. And why should she have shame about doing
exactly.
that? And then I open up the blinds. I got like fishtail, some whack analysis happened here.
Yeah.
Where the blinds like symbolize a fear of what people will say. Because like the blinds are what stands between her and self-expression. And so therefore they're like this hesitation and fear of like, what will people think of me? And so she opens it and sort of eliminates the fear.
So the next line, I throw caution to the wind, get onto the bike.
Yeah, so what did you say for this?
Well, I first Googled the phrase throw caution to the wind because what does that mean? And it basically means to like recklessly do something knowing that you're going to fail, or with the like knowledge in your mind that, okay, I might fail, but it's like almost reckless and spontaneous. And then did you also pick out the same thing? Or? Yeah, I think, and then, I mean, our analysis is probably the same for this, which is just that she's getting onto the bike, and bike could be motorcycle, and then if you're on a motorcycle, your chances of, like, crashing into something when you go 99, Summertime Sadness, then you're probably going to, like, crash and die, I don't know, maybe something like that. Yeah,
that's pretty much a similar analysis.
Yeah.
Also, like, bikes, I also took it in the sense of motorcycle. It's like the ultimate symbol of wild, carefree individuality, right? Yeah. On a motorcycle. Like, all those...
Expression.
Insurance commercials with the motorcycles. They're like, be yourself. Go on the open road with your motorcycle and we'll insure you.
I mean, like, motorcycles are cool, for sure, but it comes with complications. And the, like, you know, the scariness of, like, going onto a motorcycle and, like, potentially...
Motorcycles are terrifying in reality.
I mean, they look cool, but...
in reality. I thought I was going to fall in a sewer.
I think another thing that should be noted is that she throws caution to the wind and gets onto the bike, which is not just a reference to being on a motorcycle, but I think being in this relationship, knowing that it's going to fail because she's being manipulative, she's like, no, but I like the idea of having someone to manipulate, so, like, I'm going to throw caution to the wind and still be in this relationship.
I had a very different analysis of, like, the whole song. Yeah. The relationship in the song.
Yeah, I feel like the relationship, we had, like, 2 different relationships going on here.
Okay, so the next line. Take a minute to yourself, skinny dip in my mind. This line.
Fishtail. I feel like we're just going back to Fishtail now.
There are a lot of connections between this and Fishtail, which is why I like your whole older sister analysis.
Well, do you want me to explain what I thought about this? So, take a minute to yourself, and she uses the word yourself, so it's like, once again, going back to that manipulation, she's like, I'm giving you a chance to be a thought in my mind, to be a bare thought in my mind, and she wants, I feel like, ultimately, the main character just wants him for not his personality or not a relationship, but rather, y'all know what I mean, for him. And so she's like, take a minute to yourself, skinny dip in my mind, so it's beneficial to him because she's being manipulative in the preliminary stages. If that makes sense. I feel like it could be like a little confusing, but I don't know how to verbally explain it.
No, but that makes sense.
Okay.
For this one, I noted number one. I think it's another change. It could be another change in who she's addressing, unless something. I suppose I'll explain the unless.
Well, I think I know what you're getting at here, because she's talking about her boyfriend, and then she could still be narrating in this, like, first person, but then she could be talking to somebody else, like, reclaiming it by saying, like she danced for the neighbors, but maybe she's also manipulating another guy on the side.
She could be.
She could be.
My analysis of this, like, potential change in who she's talking to, but could also not be a change, is, like, it could be an Evelyn scenario where, like, she has a boyfriend, and maybe she does love the boyfriend, but there could also be someone else on the side of either gender, because the Angelina Jolie thing.
Yeah.
And she's, like,
I like the idea
talking to this potentially boy or girl, because,
you know,
Angelina Jolie. And, like, take a minute to yourself, and that sounds very much like self-care. Like, just be you, openly, however you want to be. Yeah. And take care of yourself. And then skinny dip in my mind is, like, be vulnerable and show me your true self. You don't just... If I can read this.
Wait, I think you're really getting onto something there, because now that I think about it, that makes a lot more sense than what I thought. I thought she was just continuously addressing the boyfriend. But if she was now perhaps addressing a girl, because, you know, she's talking about a relationship, but she's, like, more secretive about this, rather, or not exposing it to anybody because she's being manipulated to the boyfriend, but she has this girl on the side, and then she says, I'm in love after that. Yeah. So she could be saying, like, I'm actually in love with this girl, but I like manipulating my boyfriend so much that I just want to leave it at that. And that's reclaiming your power.
Yeah, that's... Yeah.
Oh, my God.
So, like, this whole skinny dip in my mind, it's like, show me your most bare version, and I'll still love you.
Yeah. And I think it's, like, take a minute to yourself is, like, this is a moment for our relationship to sort of progress to the next level. Like, perhaps with this girl, this potential girl, she's, like, only been as far as, like, talking stages, or, like, they've only been interacting with each other, pickup lines, we can say that, ultimate riz. And then, like, this part, it's, like, this is a turning point. This is the moment where I'm going to give you that moment to yourself that you've been waiting for, where you can skinny dip in my mind. I can see the true version. I'm giving you this opportunity to be, like, who you are and to express yourself just as I'm expressing myself.
Yeah. I love how she follows up this line with, I'm in love.
I'm in love.
Because she could be just, like, saying it, like, I'm in love, just, like, saying it because she is in love. Or she could be, like, reassuring this potential girl that she's, like, in love with her. So trust me with your true self, and I'll still love you.
I think initially I took this as, like, I'm in love with the manipulation. I'm in love with, like, being able to manipulate you, because in one point in time in Fishtail, you were able to manipulate me and people were able to manipulate me. But now that I have that power, I know how powerful I feel. But I'm also thinking about it in the context of, you know, liking this girl. And it's like, well, she's expressing the fact that, like, she's accepting it. She's like, I have this power because I'm in love with, like, this person now. Yeah. And it can be taken both ways.
It can be taken both ways. You can take it in both ways at the same time, because she does say, I'm in love twice.
She does. And
she's in love with the manipulation, and she's in love with this girl.
So I really like that. And I love the way she's like, I'm in love.
Yeah. Okay, so the next line.
And then, she also says, 'cause I'm in love.
Yeah.
And she says, you can have that moment because I'm in
love with you.
Yeah, and she's, like, almost, like, screaming out, like, I'm in love with you. See me. I have this power now. Why can't you accept this? And, like, maybe the other person's timid and they're, like, not ready to jump into that.
Yeah, it's almost giving, I love you, you idiot.
Yeah.
Which is a line from Gilmore Girls. It's, like, a pivotal moment in season 1.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so the next line.
And then chorus. We have a little chorus here. Yeah. Hands in movies, Angelina Jolie. Okay, do you have anything to note about this?
Well, it's just the same as before, like, I think my whole analysis on this is, like, it refers to the main character. Yeah, main character's bisexuality.
Okay,
This whole chorus.
I suppose it could. I was just relating it back to the manipulation and everything. Yeah. But you know, now that you've said it, now that we've got into that line where she says like, oh, you know what? We skipped like so much, didn't we?
Got a knife and.
Yeah, we skipped so much. Oh no. Okay, wait. Let's go back. We're gonna go back. Okay. So, got a knife in my jacket, honey, I'm divine. And that's where the manipulation motif for me really came through. Because it's like, I've got a knife in my jacket. Let me just, like, I'm going to kill my ex.
That makes a lot of sense.
So, like, and then she says, honey, I'm divine. Divine could refer to her sexuality. Because sexuality could be a very defining point for you. It could be a lot of your personality. And you could feel like really confident in it once you get accustomed to it.
Yeah, I like that analysis. I had a different analysis. So I tied this line back to Angelina Jolie and her Wikipedia page.
Yeah.
Thank you, Wikipedia.
Yeah, Wikipedia.
But, so got a knife in my jacket. So Angelina Jolie, when she was younger, liked knife play. And she's not like ashamed about it. It's like there were like several reports where she was like just saying it. It's like she used to like knife play. Maybe she still does. And she just owns that because that's who she is. And you should embrace everything that you enjoy, even if it's like shunned by society. Why should you let society dictate?
Right, of course.
And then the divine. So I looked on Urban Dictionary what divine was because I'm not... Because if I looked in like regular dictionary, it would just be like godly. But when I looked on Urban Dictionary, it gave me a very specific answer that I think fits with this much better. So, like, it could be saintly and godlike. Or it could be the Urban Dictionary definition of divine, which is, like, a girl with a big heart who avoids people who will backstab her. But if you do cross her, she, like, won't forgive you. But she is perfect and heavenly, and most people don't deserve her. But they want her, because she's just, like...
Oh, okay. I see where you're going with that. We can move on to the next line, unless you have anything to say.
Nope. Okay. You bring the coffee up.
So baby, I'll bring the coffee if you bring the wine. And then that's where the 'cause I'm in love comes in. I skipped way ahead. That's my fault. I'm sorry. So why don't you go ahead and start? I feel like we discussed this already.
We did discuss this one a little bit already. But that was before I had like the chance to really dig in. But I definitely think yours like
I still have the same analysis on this line. I mean, I'll just go ahead and explain it, then you can explain in depth a little bit more. So, coffee is like a hungover kind of thing, while wine is let's get drunk. So, she's saying, baby, I'll bring the coffee. Like, I can tend to you. You know, we can get drunk. And this could go for the bisexuality thing with the girl. And, like, you know what? Let's go a little crazy. You bring the wine. Apologies. Okay. So, if you bring the wine, she's, like, telling her... You know what? Let's be crazy. Let's initiate this. You need to initiate it. I want you to show me that you love me. Let's get manipulation. And then I'll bring the coffee. And that's like, you know what? I'll care for you after we get drunk. I'll care for you in the morning. I'll bring the coffee for you.
Yeah,
I think that's kind of sweet.
Yeah, it is sweet. So, I know you explained your analysis a bit to me beforehand.
Yeah.
And when I was looking at it, I thought of it in that context. But since we have very different... overall themes like the manipulation versus self-expression it didn't really fit that analysis didn't really fit with mine, but there was something that you hit on. And so what I got from this is like wine also obviously you get drunk, and coffee obviously helps you feel better after you get spectacularly drunk. So my analysis of this was like she's telling this potential girl, like, you bring wild, carefree side of yourself.
Exactly.
Damn it, like, break as much as you want. Just do as much damage as you want, and I'll bring the coffee. I'll be there to fix what you break.
Yeah.
And make you feel better and care for you.
Yeah.
Because I love you.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay. Finger guns. Now we can move on to the chorus. So, yeah, she sings the chorus. That's just reiteration of what we were talking about before. I don't think it's changed with the last two lines.
Yeah.
Not really.
Yeah.
Virtually the same thing.
Prepping.
Yeah.
She's like, we'll do dangerous stuff with the braids, and then...
And then after that, it's, I sit up skirt, I don't have much to lose. So this kind of reminds me of the... I take off all my clothes, dance naked for the neighbors. But why don't you go first?
Okay, so I had to Google what upskirt was.
Same
I
here.
didn't know.
Same here. There was some interesting definition that you really had to like go and search for it and be like, what is upskirt? But it's like the photography.
Yeah. But
So.
I found it interesting because, like, I sit upskirt, which doesn't really make sense because
Yeah,
upskirt refers to, like, photos taken. So it'll be like an upskirt photo.
Yeah.
So what is that? An adjective.
I think it's just like sitting in a position
where
you can see upskirt. And she says, I don't have much to lose.
Yeah.
So it's like, once again, reclaiming that power. It's like, at this point, everyone's already seen the bare version of myself, and I have that power over you. So I don't have much to lose. Like, it's like, I feel more powerful now. And, you know, we're going back to that nakedness. It's like,
nakedness is like the raw self.
Yeah, the raw self.
And because she's already expressed her raw self.
Yeah.
Because, like, obviously, artists do that often.
Yeah.
Express their raw selves. Then she doesn't have much to lose. She's been exposed. People have seen her.
People have seen her.
Raw self. And so why doesn't she just embrace it?
Yeah. And she's like, okay, well, it's fine. Like, and obscurity is, like, kind of exposing. And, you know, just going back to that, it's like embracing your sexuality is like, I don't have much to lose at this point. Like, everyone already knows me at this point. So, like, why don't I just embrace that anyway? Like, why am I still feeling kind of insecure about it? Because potentially this main character could be feeling insecure even after exposing themselves. Like, they could be internally insecure.
And they're just saying they're not insecure, but they do feel it.
Yeah.
But I think this is also, like, very much flip the switch. Because, like, upskirt photos is, like, a violation of privacy. Because, like, people don't know you're taking them. Obviously, who wants to have... a whole thing.
Empress is about to be the new bisexual anthem. Let's go.
Yes, please.
Yes, please. Okay.
But this upskirt, it's like she's flipping the switch. She's like, I'm allowing you.
Yeah.
Because I don't have much to lose.
Because I don't have much to lose.
Okay, the next line.
Oh, I kind of hate this next line.
Really?
Yeah, I just find it a little odd. Like,
it is odd.
Yeah. It never really connected. I don't have too much analysis. So
me either.
I literally wrote, what does this mean?
This line, I don't understand. It didn't connect very much to me either. It's just like, I found it cute.
Well, I've got a dog. I take it for a midnight drive. No, I take it for a midnight drive, yeah.
Yeah. I analyzed the line, but I didn't connect it. Because I was like, how does this connect? So I thought it was a COVID puppy.
Oh, okay. I can see that.
Yeah. I like that she spends all this time with the dog, but she still calls it it. It's like, I take it for a midnight drive.
I take it for a midnight drive. Okay, yeah, because in COVID, you're probably going to be really close with whoever you're around.
Except she's just calling it it.
Yeah.
Also, the midnight drive, I find that so cute for some reason.
Yeah. Midnight drive, like the puppy sits in the passenger seat.
Yeah,
passenger
so
princess. Cute. And then, you know, you got your little puppy. And, well, we don't know if it's a puppy, but I got a dog.
Yeah.
Not so too much analysis on this line.
Yeah.
I just felt like it kind of... See, I feel like it was, like, very contrasting to the whole rest of the song. That I was like, you know those exam questions, like, which one doesn't fit? And I was like, this one doesn't fit. This one doesn't fit. And, I mean, we can move on to the next line if you don't have anything to say.
My boyfriend tested
positive for COVID. It don't matter. We've been kissing, so whatever he has, I can't cry. I love this line. I just like how, like, reckless it is.
Yeah.
Like, it's so reckless. And we know that COVID is a fatal disease. And obviously, me and you, we would never do anything to, like, put ourselves in danger in COVID. I think we wore masks for a really long period of time.
Like some of the longest.
Yeah, I think until the beginning of this year, 2023, we started taking it off. And we were like, oh, it's okay. We're fine now. COVID dissipated in where we live. So,
yeah,
we took it off. But overall, it was like... So, no support to COVID, but basically her boyfriend has COVID, and she says it doesn't matter because she's giving him, like, that opportunity. She's like, you know what, it's fatal, but I'd rather be with you and, like, manipulate and toy with your feelings. Like that, I really took it in the worst way ever, but it's like, even if you have COVID, I don't really care. Like, I might die because you're gonna give me COVID, but, like, I'd rather have this opportunity to be evil to you.
That's interesting. I like that. I'd rather be evil to you.
I'd rather be evil to you.
Risk myself to be evil.
Okay, well, what do you think?
Well, I took it in the context of, like, COVID, yes, it's fatal, but, like, we have a much better handle on it now than we did a long time ago. So
and sorry for interrupting, but we also should mention that Lana has 2 COVID albums out now, right? Chemtrails Over Country Club and Bookbinders. So, and both of them, she could have put songs out, and she did, like Black Bathing Suit. She mentions Quarantine. So it's not like COVID is like not spoken of in her music yet. Like, it's pretty, and she says mass at some point.
At one point, there's in one of her Bookbinders songs, she's like talking about girls dancing with their masks on. I can't remember which one.
Yeah, and we can see in
Thunder, maybe.
Was it in White Dress?
Nectar of the Gods.
In White Dress, were people... No, Chemtrails Over Country Club. People were wearing... She was wearing that glittery mask. I mean, obviously, it's not a working mask. It's just a fashion statement. But it was an ode to the COVID stuff.
Yeah, and this like, my boyfriend tested positive for COVID, but it doesn't matter. It's a very unusual attitude.
Yeah.
Usually people are like, oh my god.
Yeah. People
sending
are, like,
you condolences before you even die.
Yeah, because people are inherently really scared of COVID. And I feel like that connotation that COVID has of being so scary, people are like, you know what? Like, just get away from me right now.
Yeah, there's a word we used to use last year in health class.
God, I know what you're talking about.
Stigma. Here we go.
Yeah.
There's a stigma that, like, manifests in a very physical way where you want to, like, put distance between yourself
and someone who has COVID.
Yeah, but this one, she's, like, so accepting. She's like, we've been kissing. But this one, if she is talking to this girl, then while she has her boyfriend, if she's also talking to this girl, then she's like, well, my boyfriend has COVID now, but it doesn't matter because he'll be fine. And the only thing is, like, we've been kissing, so whatever he has, I have.
Oh, okay. Wait, no, so does that mean that she could be spreading COVID to the girl?
Yeah.
Well, I can see that, but I think it could also mean, like, she's very reckless with the guy. So, like, she's just, like, whatever with the guy. She's like, I don't really care about him. And maybe she's telling the girl like that. She's saying, like, I don't care that much about him. Like, he could die and I would not care anything. And I guess that's just, like, she's conveying that apathy.
Whatever. I can't cry. It's like, if he dies.
And let's get into a little bit of the diction here. She says, my boyfriend tested positive, so that's kind of a given. And then she says, it doesn't matter. Well, if she can't kiss him, she can kiss you, the girl. And then she also says, we've been kissing, so whatever. She doesn't refer to it as COVID again.
Yeah, so, like, anything he has.
Anything that he has, I have. So
it could
I can't
not even be... She could not even be talking about...
What did you figure out?
He has COVID, so if he dies, it doesn't matter because whatever he has, I have. It could be talking about COVID or could be his possessions.
Yeah.
She could just take them.
So if he dies with COVID, right?
Yeah.
And then whatever he has, it's now going to be hers.
Yeah.
I remember that you messaged me one day and you were like, this line is going to be our breaking moment, like our turning point. Remember, like, we're going to figure out the whole analysis from this line. Was it this line or was it a different line? But we knew that this line, this song has so much more depth than what we originally intended. So we did good with analyzing this song. But, so whatever he has, so all of his possessions, once he dies, maybe, and that's going back to got a knife in my jacket. Yeah. She could be killing him. Murder, serial killer, hello? So if he dies, everything that she has, the wealth that he might have, because they write hit songs, right? So they're probably rich. And whatever he has, it's now going to be all hers. And she says, I can't cry, because she's not going to be crying. She's going to be, like, stabbing him with a smile on his face. I mean, that's very vile. Don't do that. Don't try this at home. We're not encouraging that at all. But we're talking about the meaning song.
Don't stab kids with smiles, kids.
Oh, no, please no, don't do that at home.
Don't stab people with smiles. What did I even say?
No, you were trying to say, don't stab people with smiles, kids.
Yeah.
We need a lot of commas in this, because Oxford comma, where you at right now?
I love the Oxford comma. I have an Oxford comma t-shirt.
Yeah, we've definitely had a lot of Oxford common teachers in previous years. Miss Ray. Oh. Okay.
Name dropping.
Name dropping. Name dropping, please. We were thinking about Taylor, the lakes. Anyways.
Lakes where I
used to cry, I don't belong, but my love neither do you. Those Windermere peaks look like a perfect place to cry. I don't know. Okay, we're done. And then she says, I throw caution to the wind, get onto the bike. Repetition of this.
Yeah.
And I think in this, it has a different significance. It's like, I'm throwing caution to the wind over the fact that he has COVID. And it's like, even if it's fatal, I know I'm gonna die, but it's like, whatever, I have you and I have like all of his possessions now, so it's like, whatever.
Yeah. And then the next one, take a minute for myself.
Myself, oh my god. And she says, take a minute to myself, skinny dip in my mind.
Yeah, it's not
so
like
now
skinny
it's
dip in
her
your
own
mind.
pleasure, and this is her accepting it, right?
Yeah.
This is like a full acceptance.
And this one, she's like, she's taking care of herself this
Yeah.
time. She's following her own advice. She's being real with herself and accepting.
Change addiction.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like I had to think a lot about this line, but really it's really basic level, but now that we're like talking about it, it's like, it's her accepting it now.
Yeah. To this, she's like, now her boyfriend's dead and she has all the money.
Oh,
and she just
okay,
takes a minute to herself and it's like...
I love the plot line here. This
like,
would be such a great movie.
It would.
I could feel... Do you know those that producer, the guy the thing who produced that Timothée Chalamet movie called Hot Summer Nights? Whoever produced that, if they produced this, it would be epic. You don't have a Timothée Chalamet obsession. It's okay. It's okay. One day you will.
Okay.
All right. I mean, from here it just goes into the chorus.
And then until the dicto.
Okay, so let's go into the bridge, because that is the most epic part of this song.
Look, I drew a face.
Oh my god. Okay. Chorus with a face.
Chorus.
Okay, let's start with the first line.
You should like merge the songs. Maybe you should do something like the Dickdale type song.
Well, we'll just start with the first line.
Okay.
Maybe you should like merge the song. Maybe you should do something like. Okay, what do you think?
So this is interesting. And I think there's a surprising amount of analysis you could do for this.
Well, here's the thing. My whole analysis on this chorus was nothing to do with the song. I actually took it in a very different way. I took it about the song that she's singing to whoever she's singing it to. She talks about, like, maybe you should merge the songs. And then she says the Dickdale type... I'm sorry, I told you not to, like, go through the whole song, the whole bridge. But now I'm like, the whole thing has to connect. Okay. So the Dickdale type song, you know, the one song that's like, where's the wipeout, I think. And you know what I'm saying? The one that's like, I wipe out. And a little bit later on, we see in the song that, like...
Like a little surfer.
And that changes to the wipeout tune. So that tune is what she's talking about here. Maybe you should merge the song Peppers and the Wipeout. I'm just saying merge Peppers and Wipeout together. And then do something like the Dickdale type song, which is exactly what it is, right? And then where's the Wipeout? I mean, and the interesting part is at the end of that, like, she says, Wipeout. And here it's in quotations. That's like, wipe out, I wipe out. And that's exactly what she says a little bit later in the song. So this whole bridge for me is just her explaining what's going to happen next. It's like ultimate foreshadowing.
And like breaking the fourth wall.
Yeah,
almost.
breaking the fourth wall, exactly. It's like she's like foreshadowing what's going to happen in the song.
It's like, psst, reader, I'm going to...
Okay, well, what was your whole...
So mine was like the whole merging the songs, because that's not a common thing to do.
Yeah.
Take like surfer rock music and merge it with this pop song. It's like really unusual.
I feel like this is more like rap synth alternative pop thing.
Yeah, it is unusual, and this is like experimentation is like really making the music your own. Like
that's why this is one of the best songs.
Yeah, express yourself basically, and then the Dickdale was like a pioneer in this surf music, and he experimented with different styles.
Yeah. And we listened to it was called what was it called? It's called oh my gosh, why can't I remember the name?
Oh my god. Wait. I literally looked at it yesterday.
No,
what is it
no,
called?
the name.
It was like...
Oh my gosh, what was the name?
Oh god.
It was something like
Long...
Okay, we need to figure out the name. We need to figure out the name.
Mr. Lou.
Mr. Lou.
Okay.
Why couldn't we think of that? We just googled it, but it's Mr. Lou.
Okay.
And in that,
Yeah.
like the tune of it is like.
It's the Pulp Fiction theme. It's just like...
Yeah, it's
so,
Pulp Fiction, exactly.
He created this quirky genre of music.
Yeah.
It's like rock surf.
Yeah, rock surf. You know, it's such a vibe, but
Yeah. And I think that, like, the fact that they chose Dick Dale is like, just express yourself. Because he was a pioneer. He made this music, and it didn't matter to him what people thought of it. He just wanted to make good music.
And I think going back to that, she says you should like merge the song. So really fully embracing that, fully merging it.
Yeah.
It's like
Also,
it's like breaking that line.
Dick Dale's wife's name is Lana.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Lana Dale.
How interesting. Lana Dale. Lana Del Rey.
Lana Dale.
Lana. Also, to be mentioned, in her song that we're gonna analyze in the next episode, Fingertips, she mentions this guy named Dave. Dale, Del, all same. Maybe not. Dale has some different. Dave has some different connotations in that song, which we'll get into. But
one day we'll figure out Kevin.
And Kevin, shall we explain that joke? Maybe in a different episode.
Yeah. When we analyze Kevin.
When we analyze Kevin.
Okay, so and then I love the laughter at this like when
wipe out. When it's like wipe out. I feel like it's like very jokingly.
Yeah.
Like
it's just like
it's very fun vibes. Goofy, exactly. Yo, Donald Duck, where you at? Ultimate Riz.
Does Donald Duck have Riz?
Mickey Mouse Riz.
Which one? Hold up.
Who has the best Riz?
That's what I need to find a pen and write down that idea. That's gonna
we're done. Okay, so basically we took a really long break and then ranked all the Mickey characters by their Riz.
Where were we before?
We need to get back to Angelina Jolie and her antics.
Yeah.
No more Mickey Mouse Riz. Okay.
Can't remember what.
We were talking about the bridge. Any last comments about the bridge?
No, I don't think so.
I mean, yeah, overall.
I think it's because I said Goofy. That's why we...
No. Then we were
By the
like,
way,
Goofy Riz.
He's an ultimate Rizzler, we've decided.
Goofy is so much an ultimate Rizzler. He's the epic Rizzler.
Okay, so then we have 4 chorus repeats.
Yeah, and then 4 chorus. That's like... I didn't say anything about that.
I was just like, yeah.
I literally drew a face as well. I said, lots of repeating of the chorus, smiley face.
Yeah. Basically,
we need mental support to get through this.
Repeat times 3. And that was,
yeah. So that's it.
we forgot to analyze the title.
Oh, yes. Peppers. Wait,
Peppers.
When did they even say peppers? It said,
Chili peppers.
me and my boyfriend listened to the chili peppers.
Like Fishtail, she only says it once.
Yeah, once. And I think
like,
in Fingertips too, she only says it once, so. Yeah.
So it's like also in passing. It's like not a big thing.
Yeah.
With a lot of pop songs, it's like you know the title of the song because it's repeated several times.
Exactly. So many great examples of that.
Blank Space.
Cardigan.
Betty.
Betty, yes. Betty, they say it like a million gazillion times.
Betty,
So. Assumptions about why you switched your homeroom, but I think it's because of me. We should analyze the Betty August cardigan thing. We have to analyze that. It's just like ultimate analyzing.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's so many analyses that have come out on it. Like in YouTube comments, if you just like keep scrolling, you'll see all the analyses. I was like, oh my god. But anyway, let's get into the title.
So Peppers.
Well, they're hot. And
they're hot.
You had the ultimate Riz when you said that. Anyway.
That was not
they're
even
very hot.
Yeah.
I didn't do the hair flip.
Very hot. Not even hair flip.
Okay. But peppers are like a little chili that you eat. And it's really hot, but some people really like them. Who really like them?
We both raised our hands. And then we did a bro shake.
We didn't do it properly. Okay.
Yeah.
What did you think about
Peppers, they're spicy, you know?
Spicy. Oh, well, this song is kind of spicy.
They're spicy. They have individuality. They're not afraid to be spicy.
Okay.
Because peppers don't experience fear.
Oh. Okay, yeah. Peppers don't experience fear, but I never really thought about it in the way that you thought. I was just like, oh, peppers. Okay, peppers. I didn't even think about the title.
Me either.
Until
we began this video, and I was like, oh, I didn't analyze the title. So then I was like, trying to connect it back.
Title. Well, yeah, peppers have a lot of individuality, and you talk about being bisexual and being confident in yourself, manipulating guys.
Be a pepper.
Be a pepper, everyone.
Pepper should now be code for, like, confident bisexual.
Bisexuals who are confident?
Yeah, pepper.
Okay. Be a pepper, everyone. Just be confident in yourself. You can be anything you want to be, anything you want to be. But be confident. You know what? We should make a confidence podcast.
Yes.
No more analyzing.
Be a pepper.
Confidence.
Never be afraid to be spicy.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Overall rating of the analysis.
Of the analysis itself?
Yes, the analysis.
I would say, like...
This is a solid, like, 8.5 for me.
That's what I was going to say. It was, like, 8.76.
Yeah, 7.6. That sounds about right. Just because I like the theme of bisexuality. Mm-hmm. I also really like the idea of, like, manipulation. And then when you put them both together, it's like hello, best movie ever, best song ever.
This is such a good movie.
This has to be the new bisexual anthem. Yes, we want a movie.
And this is the official.
Epic. Okay.
Yeah.
And then the overall rating of the song itself, it's like a solid, it's got to be like a 9.9 out of 10. Yeah. Just because of the dog lyric.
Damn it, dog. That COVID puppy brought it down.
The COVID puppy, like the part where she says, I've got a dog, I take it for a midnight drive on midnight, or something like that. But the way she says that, I feel like a little odd listening to that. But everything else, the melody, everything so
else,
beautiful.
Like, clicks into place beautifully, and then
it's just like
puppy line.
Dog.
I'm like,
okay, hello.
What?
Hello. Yes, that's why it's a 9.9, but overall great song.
It is.
And then, so overall rating would be like a 9 out of 10. Yeah. We really like this song.
We do.
We really like it.
What else is on the agenda for the end?
Guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to our podcast.
Bookbinders.
Please like and tell us what you want us to analyze next. We are open to taking any albums, any song recommendations, any movie recommendations, any book recommendations. Send us the book if you want to.
I feel like we could analyze advertisements. It would be dull.
That would be going
on
onto our 3 a.m. podcast.
Yeah.
Sarah and Charlotte, 3 a.m. version, Taylor's version, something, Bookbinders, something. Yeah.
The Bookbinders.
We are the Bookbinders.
3 a.m. edition.
3 a.m. edition. Version. Thank you for indulging with us into Peppers.
Yep.
Bookbinders.
Woo.
Woohoo.
We'll see you next time.
We'll see you next time. Keep on analyzing.
Keep overthinking.
Yeah, keep overthinking. And be a pepper.
Yeah, be...
Quarantine puppy.